D.A. Davidson's Michael Baker, who joins us now. Michael, I do want to start with Home Depot. The fact that we did just get that home builder sentiment reading that fell to the lowest level in a year. I mean, we've been seeing housing sales beginning to turn over as well. Obviously, all the costs associated with building or even renovating a home have been skyrocketing. Is that really what's playing out here in Home Depot, or is it the fact that it does indeed have tough comps, or is it both?
I think it's more about the tougher comparisons. They were up against, high 20s, even 30s a year ago. And so on a two-year basis, these results are, really very strong. They did moderate a little bit versus the first quarter. And so maybe that's a little bit of the housing. But still, this would be on a two-year basis, the second strongest quarter ever. We also did have a little bit of weather in the quarter. In the Northeast, it basically rained every weekend during the second quarter. And so that certainly impacted sales. And we heard that from a lot of the suppliers as well.
Yeah, I mean, shares of Home Depot are down almost 5% right now, leading the Dow lower as well. Would you be buying on the dip?
Well, we think Home Depot is a great company, but we're recommending Lowe's, and they're also down in concert with Home Depot. And the reasons why we like Lowe's better is we just think there's more margin opportunity. Home Depot is certainly the leader on the margin side, but Lowe's has been closing that gap with their new management team. And the valuation is a little bit different. Prior to today, Lowe's is trading at close to about 18 times consensus forward numbers, Home Depot closer to 24 times. So we think as that margin gap closes, that valuation gap would close. Now, Home Depot does have more of a pro business, and pro is leading right now, but we see that as an opportunity for Lowe's to really close the pro gap as well.
Michael, I wanted to ask you about that inflation figure that Courtney just highlighted, 420 basis points worth of contribution for Home Depot. Are you seeing an impact for Walmart as well? And what's that doing in terms of consumer behavior moving forward? What are your channel checks telling you?
Well, Walmart is seeing inflation, but more in the low single-digit range, maybe 1% to 2% versus Home Depot, because Home Depot, of course, is seeing it on lumber, which saw more inflation than probably any other product out there. So Walmart is seeing it, but less so. We think for Home Depot, it is having a little bit of impact on units. The lumber units were down a little bit. Less so for somebody like Walmart, where actually unit growth was actually pretty strong, even stronger than their dollar growth on the grocery side. So they have been able to pass it through. In fact, Walmart is saying that their price gaps versus competitors are as wide as they've been in quite some time right now.
Michael, I've seen a couple reports last 24 hours looking at the expansion of SNAP and whether or not that leads you to a more discount-heavy model in your retail portfolio. Does that make sense to you right now?
Yeah, sure. I think that will help Walmart. Walmart is helped by all those types of government stimulus type things. That they've certainly been helped over the last couple of quarters from other forms of stimulus that we've seen on our tracking over the last 2 years, since really April of last year, over $1 billion in stimulus. That helps Walmart, but also things like increased SNAP, et cetera, that will help discount retailers, Walmart, dollar stores, et cetera.
So, Michael, whether it's the earnings reports we got this morning, the retail sales, which was a much bigger miss than expected, and then the fact that we have more names reporting as the week goes on, I guess key trends for investors, or specifically key names that you would be invested in as we do get more of these results.
Yeah, well, if nothing else, the bar has been set a little bit lower for Lowe's tomorrow. And again, we think that we're estimating down 3% on the comp line, and we think they should be able to hit that. And we like the margin story there. We think Target has been a share gainer, and it's been obviously a very strong stock, but we like it here. Within the retail sales numbers today, consumer electronics on a year-over-year, non-seasonally adjusted basis actually look pretty strong. And to us, that suggests a beat for Best Buy when they report next week. One other one, BJ's. We think BJ's is doing a great job and it's positioned themselves well during this pandemic. One of the line items in Walmart's report that was particularly strong were the Sam's comps and membership growth numbers, and we think that'll translate to good numbers for BJ's when they report on Thursday.